Welcome back, everyone. Christian Shreve. I'm the author of Money Boxing, and this is another in our continuing series on what developing, aspiring fighters need to know. So let's pull the curtain back once again. Let's look at things from the side of the promoter. The promoter is the boss. The promoter makes the deals. The promoter owns the team. The promoter is the man. Now, truthfully, if you don't have a promoter, you don't have a paycheck, you don't have an organized fight. These people need to exist. And they are considered the ones who fix fights, who fix decisions, who screw fighters, who... every stereotype of the man applies here. I can tell you some competent ones. I can tell you some fantastic thieves and scoundrels. I can tell you really good promoters who care about their fighters, but because they won't be ruthless and vicious, may struggle in getting their elite talents top quality matchups. So here we are. You have stepped into the boardroom. You're on the money side now. You know, Chris Rock, the fabled comedian, said once, he was talking about the great athletes, he said the athletes aren't rich, the people who own the teams are rich. So the people who own the teams, the stables, are the promoters. Now let's look at it. You're a promoter, you have to deal with the commission. If you are buying fighters, if you are buying refs, if you are buying judges, if you are buying somebody in the camp to destroy something or spy, you have to handle all those events. You have to make sure those things are in place. If you want it to be well publicized, you have to have people who handle pay-per-view, print media, making sure everything's set up with the networks, the contracts. Then you deal with the fighters. You know, Bob Arum has gone on record saying, you know, he's been able to put cards together over lunch with business people because they know what the deal is. They have their pieces in place. Somebody's always going to try and steal your fighter. If you're a promoter, you know, I remember Arum talking about he lost a premium talent. Somebody went over and he said, you know, I can't believe this. I have put years into this fighter who's hit their peak and has now left me. Couldn't they come over and say, hey, Don King made an offer and give me a chance to deal with it? They're in a cutthroat business. They're cutthroat, but they're in a cutthroat business. And they have to put all these things together. Somebody's always trying to steal their talent. And a fighter that could be a superstar one day could be out of the game the next, or opposing them. They have to try to seek alignment with an organization like the World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, International Boxing Federation, and buy the rankings that they need for their fighters. Not all of them do this, but so many do it that it's happening all the time. It's happening all the time. Not with everyone, but it's happening all the time. And, you know, if you're going to nurture a talent, you pull a kid out of the Olympics, man. He has won. And you're trying to get them along. Are they going to end up in jail? There was a heavyweight named Ike from Africa who should have been the heavyweight champion of the world. But he had to assault a woman. He had to assault someone, a female. You know, and are they going to destroy themselves? And you hold it in and you control it. But what you want is someone who is, you know, it's great to say, I have the best pound-for-pound fighter in the game. I am so proud of myself. I have their ranking affiliation through here. They may even have the world championship. They may have the ring title. But they have their titles, have their organizations, I have these pieces, they get their money, I make mine. You have to realize the promoter doesn't get paid on tickets he doesn't sell, so he's constantly trying to create the event. If he has to bring one of the fighters into a compromising position, they will do that. George Foreman was fighting Ken Norton in 1973. The odds all of a sudden, you know, Norton started getting really nervous, and the odds started going against him really quick, and they sent Foreman to the hospital with a cast on his leg. Of course, when he left the hospital, the cast was on the other leg, and people found it was just to right the odds. You know, all these pieces are in here. Now you're dealing with a fighter. You're dealing with somebody who is usually uneducated, who usually doesn't have competent representation, and you want to control them as easily as you can. You want to see if they don't have any barriers, if you can get what you want. Yeah, I'll give you your shot. You'll get to be the champ. You'll If you're good enough, you'll make enough money to do that. Once that's said, and if I'm a promoter, I'm going to bring this kid along, I have to find people to feed that beast. I have to work with the manager. I have to make sure that this career is progressing so that I get my payback. And if a fighter's going to screw with me, I'm going to screw with them. If I have a 3-year contract with them, now realize this is not me. This is the game. We're looking at it from literally a devil's advocate position. But I'm going to say, I'm going to freeze this kid out of his career for a year. Let's see how he goes with no food. Bought him a car. He owes 65. I'm taking all his, all this residual money out. We'll tie him up in legal fees and suits for a while. We'll make him starve. Then he'll do what I say. If I'm a promoter, I may have 10, 15, 20, 30 fighters at any time. And it sucks to lose a headliner. But if somebody gives me too much crap, I'll find another fighter. I'll screw them. And if I'm less than scrupulous, I'll say, well, he's scheduled to make $300,000. His tax liability in that is going to be about $100,000 because he's not incorporated, doesn't know what he's doing. His trainer management is going to be $100,000. I might hire my son to help with his career. That's going to be a surcharge there, another $20,000. Cap's going to be $20,000, and then this $300,000 payday is $50,000, and he's celebrating on top of the world. But I just bought him a car. He's getting $2,000. Let's see how desperate he is, and then when I negotiate with him for another title, he's gonna go with it. This is how this game is played. Promoters see you as someone who can make them money, and as long as you do so, things may work out if you have your other pieces in place. But the promoter sees you the way a music promoter would. Can you fill the stadiums? It used to be, can you sell albums? Can you fill the stadiums? Can you help me to make the money I intend to make? The event I intend to build. Are you going to assist with that? If not, I'm not going to push for you in that position. Now, this is I believe the 14th video in this series. We have one more to go. But when you realize what the promoter's job is, the fighter preparing themselves is tough and going in the ring, but the promoters go through a lot too. And you're going to be gone. You're going to be gone. Maybe you have a 16-year career, but you're eventually going to be gone. And they're going to be there still. If they have what it takes to be a successful promoter, they can just keep doing that. And they're going to have the next generation after you, and after them, and after them. So you're just another cog in this giant wheel. It is up to you to have your pieces in alignment. Because if they're dealing with a business person, they know how to deal with business people. If you're a fighter who's a business person, you get treated as a business person. If you're uneducated as a fighter, you get treated as an uneducated person. So it's completely up to you. And with these videos, you have the material to empower yourself to make the decision to be in control of your own career. That is what we're doing here. So I hope you're paying very, very close attention to this. And I hope you're enjoying it as well. Christian Shreve, bestboxingbets.com. I'm Christian Shreve, and I'm here to tell you about why I think you should own my new book, Money Boxing, which is on sale now. Money Boxing has something for everyone, whether or not you know anything about boxing. You're about to receive a backstage pass into a world of glamour, corruption, and intrigue. And you're going to learn about the system, which is the only thing the casinos have had to fear in a long time. You can own Money Boxing by clicking on the link below now. I think you'll like it.